I still remember the sound of it, her laugh. Not the warm one I fell in love with, the one that used to fill our kitchen in the mornings, but the other one, the one soaked in cheap wine and cruelty. It was a Friday night. I had just come home from the late shift, quiet as usual, a creature of habit. She didn't know I'd come back early. The door was cracked open. I heard voices, hers and her friends. Laughter, slurred, sharp. Then I heard my name. "He's too stupid to realize I've been sleeping with my boss for years!" They all roared. The kind of laughter that cuts through bone. I didn't say a word, just stood there in the dark hallway, hand still on the doorknob. My wife, Emma, was inside, drunk and glowing with the attention of her friends. I watched her throw her head back, proud of her cruelty. And something inside me, something I didn't even know I had, went completely still. We'd been together 10 years, met in college. She was fire, quick, magnetic, impossible not to orbit. I was quiet, deliberate. She used to say she loved that about me, said I made her feel grounded. I built our home, our life, one careful piece at a time. She filled it with warmth, or so I thought. Looking back, the signs were there. The extra hours at work, the sudden silences when I entered a room, the smell of cologne that wasn't mine clinging faintly to her blouse. I ignored them all. Love makes fools of steady men. That night, I didn't confront her. I waited until she went to bed, then sat in the dark living room, replaying her words until dawn. By sunrise, the pain had already hardened into purpose. I didn't act rashly. That would have been too kind. Instead, I started planning. I began by finding out everything about her boss, Daniel Hart. Married, 2 kids, CEO of a small marketing firm. Charming, in the way snakes are charming. I played dumb, just like she said I was. At home, I smiled, made breakfast, kissed her cheek. But every night, when she thought I was working late, I was gathering evidence. Photos, text messages, emails she thought she'd deleted. The GPS data from her car's dashboard system. I built a digital cathedral of her lies, brick by brick. I even opened a new bank account, quietly. Moved money there over months. She didn't know this. She never paid attention to the details. That was always my job. Then I hired a private investigator to collect proof. He did. More than enough. Videos, hotel receipts, timestamps that told the story perfectly. When I finally had everything, I didn't feel anger, just clarity. The day before her birthday, I met Daniel's wife. I didn't go to her house. I sent her an unmarked envelope. No note, just a USB drive. Inside it, everything. Then I waited. It took 2 days. Daniel was served divorce papers at his office. Word spread fast. By the next morning, his career was bleeding out in public. Affairs don't mix well with boardrooms. Emma didn't suspect a thing. Not yet. She only noticed me getting quieter, calmer. She thought guilt had turned me meek. She had no idea it was control. When the walls started closing in on Daniel, she panicked. Her calls went unanswered. Her boss stopped showing up to work. His wife froze their accounts. The affair that once made her feel powerful suddenly became an anchor pulling her down. A week later, she showed up at our door. Eyes swollen, mascara streaked, voice trembling. I made a mistake, she said. I was drunk. I didn't mean any of it. I watched her crumble on the doorstep, clutching the air between us like she could still grab what she'd thrown away. I let her in, sat her down, poured her water. Then I slid a thick folder across the table. Inside were copies of the photos, the messages, the legal documents I'd filed that morning, divorce papers, asset transfers, property deeds. All neat, labeled, final. Her face went pale. You planned this? I nodded, calmly. For months. She reached for my hand. I didn't pull away. I wanted her to see the steadiness in me, the steadiness she mistook for weakness. Please, she whispered, we can fix this. I almost laughed. Not out of joy, out of the absurdity of it. "You laughed first," I said. That was all. Then I stood, opened the door, and waited. She stared at me, searching for the man she thought she owned, but he wasn't there anymore, only the one she created in his place. When she stepped outside, I closed the door gently. No shouting, no scene, just finality. The next morning, I woke to silence. It was strange at first, like the air had forgotten how to breathe. But then it felt good, clean. I went for a walk, the autumn air biting against my face. For the first time in years, I noticed the sound of my own footsteps. No laughter behind them. No lies. Justice doesn't always come with fireworks. Sometimes it arrives quietly, through careful hands and patient hearts. She thought I was too stupid to realize, but I was just patient enough to remember. And in the end, that patience was what destroyed her.